Your comfort zone is designed to keep you in a place of what you know. What don't you know? Where is that place that you know the best version of myself? I'm always working to become the best version of me. What does that look like? You know, you probably recently heard me launch Fit, Fine, and Fab. I launched Fit, Fine, and Fab because it scared the bejeebies out of me to take my physical workout, my agenda, my desires, my financial, history and goals and my internal health to take it public. That was a stretch for me. That was a challenge for me. It wasn't necessarily around a particular goal as much as it was an experience to take something that mattered to me and bring in a tribe so that we can do it together. So when you look at constantly challenging yourself or stretching yourself, ask yourself the question, what does the next best version of me look like? And then break it out into categories. Don't look at it holistically. It's too much. It's overwhelming. Your life is big. Your life is massive. Your life can be complex. As simple as it can be complex. So break it out into categories. Spiritually, what does the next best version of me look like spiritually? More time with God, more meditation time, more stillness time, doing yoga so that I can commune with nature. I don't know. What does the next best version of me look like financially? What does the next best version of your financial self look like? What does that look like? Does that look like increasing what you save, increasing what you earn, adding another 1 or 2 revenue streams to your lifestyle? Does it look like jumping into philanthropic work more? That was something that I just recently did. A part of my financially fit, was I wanted to give more back. I wanted to find something I was passionate about. So now I'm working with a group of people who are building schools in Kenya, and I'm writing the curriculum for one of their schools around owning your voice. And I'm super excited. A lot of work. I'm going to go over to Kenya and I'm going to teach the trainers and educators so that they can then teach the content. So what does it look like financially for you to become the next best version of yourself? And then what does it look like emotionally? Ooh, now that's a biggie. That has a lot of, I don't think we do emotional work because emotional development requires emotional healing. So what are you willing to heal? What are you willing to go and look at? And you might not want to go in by yourself. A lot of times when I'm going into just creating an emotional shift for me, a self-development shift for myself, a mental shift, not so much intellectual like learning and studying, but intellectual like mindset. I don't go in there alone. Sometimes it's kind of scary to go in there alone. And it's even more frightening at times to go in here alone. And so find a space, find a community, find a tribe like this, but where can you touch belly to belly, heart to heart, soul to soul? Even if it's a year out, schedule it a year out. I'm doing something every year, trust and believe. I'm doing at least 4 to 6 live events. Now that's not to market me. If it's not me, it's someone else. But schedule it out. Go out far enough to go, I'm going there. And I'm going there annually. You probably already know, if you haven't already heard, I went to the same training 42 times. Well, that training worked on my mindset, my heart set, my finances, and my business. So I had a lot of growth. And every time I went, I just made a needlepoint move, which is why I went 42 times to have a massive movement. And so what does it look like emotionally, spiritually, financially, and then physically? I'm in a season where I don't recognize my body. I'm learning to. I was over 210 pounds for 19 years. And now I'm falling into this stealth, sculpted body. And even in this body, I ask myself, what's the next best version of my physical body look like? And what came back to me was strength, more power, more endurance. So I got on the treadmill and measured how long it took for me to walk and run at a high speed before I ran out of air and had to jump and catch my breath. I looked at that number, where was I? How long was I on? And then my growth for me is to go, can I go 2 minutes longer? And then can I go 6 minutes longer over a period of time? So it's endurance. It's no longer weight release for me. Now it's strength and endurance. And so find out, what does that next version of yourself look like in each individual area of your life. And then please don't try to go to the next level in every area at the same time. That's called a Molotov cocktail for overwhelm. Pick one, maybe 2, no more than 2. So that's number one, is pick 2 areas in your life, maximum 2. And number 2, get an accountability community. Get at least 3 people, because if 1 fall off or 2 fall off, you're left with at least 1 good person. And tell them what your end goal looks like so that they can hold you accountable to the woman, the man you're becoming, not the person you are today. Challenge. There's enough challenges in the world. Stretch yourself. And then make sure that you celebrate the milestones. Celebrate. We're under-celebrated. Your to-do list is really long, but your to-done list is a whole lot longer. So make sure when you make a needlepoint move, you celebrate the needlepoint move. I look at some pictures of me through photo sessions, and I always see myself doing this. Always. That's like my default pose. But every time I do it, I'm celebrating in my mind the needlepoint moves that I made. Make sure you celebrate when you stretch yourself and you meet that stretch, that you celebrate, because you deserve to be celebrated. Now remember, my friend, this is not a monologue. This is not a performance. This is not about me just talking to you. This experience is a dialogue. It's a conversation. It's an experience that you and I and some other amazing people get to have together. So I want to know, what lesson did you learn? What did you get out of this particular episode? Where do you realize, I need to stretch myself here, or I get to stretch myself here? What area will you stretch? What 2 areas will you stretch yourself in over the next 12 to 18 months? And how will you celebrate that stretch and that needlepoint move? And then I want you to leave a comment below. I want you to talk to me. Tell me what came up for you when you were listening. What showed up? What did you go, yes? What did you align with? What confused you? What's like, Lisa, you got me scratching my head there. Whatever. What felt really good to hear? What had you breathe? Yes. Now, I want you to look out for more amazing content, ideally soul-stirring content, transformational content, something that you can use, something you can hear, and then apply. Keyword, apply.